It's about the view. It's become like a medical hospital that displays human misfailure. Like it's like here, let's look at this political oddity. It's like it really is like the left-wing equivalent of a carnival sideshow, except instead of bearded ladies and fat clowns and two-headed cows. Well, let me rephrase that. But The View is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. How can you now speak the truth when for years you've been telling lie after lie after lie? Now you're carrying this big bag of rocks around you because it's too harmful for their ego to admit that we really were dishonest.
Sonny Hostin just found out the hard way that bringing a butter knife to a Gutfeld roast is a terrible idea. Kat Tim and Greg Gutfeld tag-teamed her into a meltdown so brutal it could be studied in psychology textbooks under how to trigger tears. With sarcasm. What did they say? Why did Sonny nearly combust on live TV? Grab your popcorn. This takedown was so epic, even Joy Behar pretended not to know her. Let's dive into the chaos.
For me, the most shocking thing about the conversation was how truly boring it was. They're like, well, the cicadas, they're cicadas. Okay, but it was like every 100 years. No, it's every 17 years. Do you know how many Emmys this show has? 31.
31 Emmys?
This show has 31. I mean, I'd hate to see the conversations that don't make headlines.
Sonny Hostin was having a normal week.
Sonny Hostin was cruising through another typical week. Or as typical as it gets when your job involves sitting at a table on national TV acting like your opinions are carved in stone. The View was flowing smoothly, like a group project where everyone's pretending not to judge each other, but absolutely is.
Then
out of nowhere, the storm hit.
Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch and Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo. The motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is.
A drive-by satirical ambush executed with surgical precision by Kat Timpf and Greg Gutfeld, who zeroed in on Sonny like she was a bullseye at a carnival game. Timpf swooped in like a stealth bomber made of snark, dropping a payload of mockery, wrapped in casual giggles. Meanwhile, Gutfeld played ringmaster, turning the whole spectacle into a live autopsy of what he sees as the pompous, delicate ecosystem of daytime TV moralizing. And unfortunately for Sonny, she was the exhibit.
Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch and Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo. The motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is.
Not just any storm. A Category 5 hurricane of sarcasm, mockery, and unfiltered chaos straight from the Gutfeld zone, where smugness is the dress code and ridicule is the native tongue. This wasn't a debate, no face-to-face confrontation, no bold showdown between rival hosts. It was far worse. Sonny Hostin got roasted without even setting foot in the room. Let's get one thing straight. Sonny didn't cry on air. No tissues, no emotional confessions. But her unraveling was of a far more entertaining variety. The kind where the cracks in her composed facade start to show without her even realizing it. Those passive-aggressive smiles? A little more passive, a lot less aggressive. The once hard-hitting talking points? Now they're soft, pillow-like thuds against a brick wall. Because here's the thing. You can prep for a debate, you can brace for criticism, but there's no playbook for being the punchline on a network you've spent years pretending doesn't exist. That's the kind of blindside hit that makes the whole set wobble. It wasn't just one joke, it was a systematic dismantling of her persona. Sunny Hostin's media persona is like a soap opera lawyer who accidentally stumbled into a comedy club. She's all gravitas, dramatic pauses, righteous indignation, and that works for her loyal daytime crowd. But when that same act gets skewered in a comedy bit by pros who turn irony into a lethal weapon, that gravitas starts to look like overacting. Those dramatic pauses become meme material, and the righteous indignation. Oh, sweetie, that just became the setup for the next punchline.
Were you pretty surprised that they didn't know what this show was?
No, I'm also not surprised that there's one part of the video from the show yesterday that you left out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can we roll that, please?
I don't watch the show that much, but I've seen enough.
Who is that?
Greg Gutfeld's one of the hosts of The Five, who, if I don't have anything nice to say, I generally don't say anything at all. I would just say this, his show should be called Cat Timpf, not Gutfeld, because she's the funny one on it.
Somebody's flirting with little cat over here.
Well, she's the Republican one at the table, but I just think as a libertarian, I'm always looking to find common ground with other people because nobody really shares my politics. So I find some common ground in The View where she thinks I'm funny and I agree.
And what made this takedown especially vicious? Cat Tim didn't have to shout, didn't have to rant, didn't even have to try that hard. All it took was a raised eyebrow and a condescending little laugh that said, "Bless your heart," in a way that felt like a slap wrapped in a velvet glove. She took Sunny's self-serious musings and twisted them into a pretzel of absurdity, the kind that makes you wonder if anyone at The View has ever survived a day outside their bubble. Greg Gutfeld, ever the chaos conductor, didn't just let it be a skit. He made it a roast for the ages. With the smug satisfaction of a cat who just knocked your grandma's urn off the shelf, he laid out the stark contrast between his crew's biting humor and the self-serious outrage factory that is daytime TV. It wasn't a fair fight. It was an intellectual dodgeball game where Sunny never even touched the ball, just got hit by it, over and over, all while smiling through gritted teeth, pretending it didn't hurt. But the real comedy? It came in the aftermath. Not from Sunny, because she wisely kept her mouth shut. No tweet storms, no rebuttal monologues, not even a passive-aggressive Instagram story quoting Maya Angelou. Just eerie silence. The kind that lingers long enough to make you wonder if the sting was worse than she let on.
The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. Worse, if your name has the word sun in it, there's no excuse for not knowing how an eclipse works. But it's no surprise that Joy is the one who understands science. She's been on the science diet for years. They're turning on me. So that makes Sunny Hostin, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all. Because everyone knows the moon caused the eclipse, which is controlled by the View's gravity.
It was like watching the teacher who always has the answers suddenly start double-checking her notes. That shift in energy made it clear she'd been rattled. See, the difference between a roast and an implosion is simple. A roast ends when the jokes stop, but Sunny kept reacting, not with her words, but with her vibe. Her monologues on The View grew longer, her tone, once calm and smug, started creeping toward defensive and desperate. There was this subtle but unmistakable attempt to reassert her intellectual credibility, like someone who just got called out for using the word irregardless at a Mensa meeting. And the internet? Oh, it did not miss a beat. TikTok turned her bewildered expressions into animated memes, Twitter immortalized her reactions as GIFs, and YouTube analysts dissected her new, slightly frazzled tone like it was the Zapruder film. While Yoongdi, her diehard fans tried to act like nothing happened, the rest of the world knew better. When you get roasted on national TV by people who didn't even show up, it leaves a mark. This wasn't just a hit on Sunny Hostin. It was a precision strike on The View's entire vibe. The sanctimony, the elitism, the unwavering belief that every word spoken at that table is gospel, and any dissent is basically heresy.